Hello property enthusiasts, it's Jessica once again. We are in our third episode already, and like before, I'll still be bringing you around heartland districts in Singapore that are popular with us locals. Today, we explore Punggol! So let's go discover together why Punggol is one of the most popular towns for young families that even myself and my hubby are starting to take a liking to. And who knows, in a few years' time, perhaps expats might start to appreciate this idyllic town. Unlike the other mature estates, Punggol is a very new town. But still, my research uncovered some pretty interesting facts about this place. So first, I found out that Punggol was mainly a farmland from the 1800s all the way to as recent as 1990. The last pig farm closed down that year and was replaced by hydroponic vegetable farms. Then, in 1996, then PM Goh Kok Chok Tong announced the government's plans to develop Punggol with the project name Punggol 21. Fun fact, I, along with my husband, who was then my boyfriend, actually submitted our ballot for the first batch of flats, which would be the 100 series along TPE. But because of the Asian financial crisis in 1997, the plan for Punggol 21 was put off. When it was rekindled a few years later, construction finally started and the first blocks of flats were handed over in 2002. But again, in 2003, construction halted due to another financial crisis. Punggol 21 finally really materialized as a town between 2005 to 2007. Obviously, we didn't wait 10 years to get our flat. We bought a resale flat in another nearby town. Where? Watch my earlier episodes to find out. Today, Punggol houses some 56,000 to 57,000 HDB flats. It doesn't sound like a lot, but Punggol is one of the fastest growing new towns today. To give you an idea, in 2019, that number was 50,000. So, the number of flats is increasing by an average of 1,500 per year. For condos though, the number is relatively small at 14 developments by my count, including ECs. And unlike the two other districts that I introduced in the previous episodes, we can also find some landed properties in Punggol. Now, let's talk about three distinct advantages of living in Punggol. First up, Punggol is new. In fact, it's one of the newest towns in Singapore. In fact, aside from Tengah, which is so sparkling new until the new PTOs, they come with free rain showers in the living and bedrooms. Punggol is the next youngest town here. Let me know in the comments below if I'm mistaken. Anyway, because of Punggol's young age, everything feels new and refreshing. The flats look new, the parks feel modern, the malls are very well designed too. Also, since Punggol is so new, you'll find some logical planning that aren't present in the older new towns. For instance, every cluster of flats will have a food court and a supermarket, at least a mini-mart. It's unlike Pasir Ris or Sembawang or even Jurong West that you don't really find a lot of nearby makan places. Second advantage is really the integration of buildings with greenery and water. Why my husband really enjoyed this town is this Punggol waterway here. In fact, at 4.2 km, this is Singapore's longest man-made waterway. The long canal starts in the east side where the Instagrammable Lorong Halus Red Bridge is, and Miodos to the west, past Punggol Waterway Park, where the Waterway Pond Mall is, and ends by Sungai Punggol, where it's demarcated by the Jubah Bridge. And this waterway isn't all. Punggol also has Coney Island, which was once a very ulu island in the 80s and 90s where students only come here for OBS kayaking. Today, we can walk across a bridge from the nearby flats or Lorong Halus every single morning to have our 10,000 steps walk there. So if jogging, cycling or walking in nature settings is your thing, you really like it here. Third advantage, let's see. Food? Punggol isn't known for makan, really. Quiet and serene? Not really, with fighter jets rolling overhead every 2 hours. Proximity? Perhaps to Seletar Aerospace Park only. Honestly, I can't really think of another major plus point for Punggol. Can you help me in the comments below? But anyway, I think the two advantages that I mentioned above are positive enough for many locals to call this place home. Plus, the fact that property prices here are still relatively affordable. I reckon this is one of the towns that young couples and families choose as their home. Punggol isn't known to be a fast-paced township, but that doesn't mean it's dead. In fact, within a few years, when a project known as the Punggol Digital District is complete, this will be a go-to town for many professionals. So, let's list down some notable amenities here at Punggol that we didn't already mention earlier. First up is the Punggol Waterway cluster of malls and clubs. Starting with Waterway Point, which I find is one of the best looking neighbourhood malls, it gives vibes of Robertson Quay's riverside living. The mall interior itself isn't the best design, where I got lost because of the east-west divide the first few times I was there. But the selection of food and retail stores there are quite good. The mall also has this river promenade that looks and feels great, and it's a very pleasant place to be at in the evenings. A short stroll away from the mall is the One Punggol Integrated Lifestyle Hub. It's really new, being opened only last year, I think. I do come here once in a while for the very spacious, very airy hawker centre. In this building, there's also a community club, a regional library, a childcare centre, a senior care centre, and various government and health centres. Across the road is Safra Punggol. Some people find that the design of this place looks like stacks of dim sum containers. But families who visit here usually come for the fabulous Splash Indoor Water Play Park, which spans a massive 23,000 square feet and comes with something like 5 slides and 8 interconnected play decks. School-wise, Punggol sports 4 secondary schools, 11 primary schools, and what must be dozens of childcare centres, including one that looks like a mega centre at 6 New Punggol Road. Further north of here is where the Singapore Institute of Technology, or SIT, will move to in end 2024. This new Punggol campus will be able to house some 12,000 students. Also, by the end of this year, there will be a new regional sports centre that comprises a 5,000-seat football pitch, a 5-pool swimming complex, an indoor sports hall and a team sports hall, among other facilities. If you watched my first 2 episodes, you'll see that there's a trend with these new integrated sports complexes springing up in all the newer estates. Further up in a few years, we will see the birth of the Punggol Digital District, which will be Singapore's first enterprise district. People say it's like a mini Silicon Valley, but I see it like one of those more modern business districts. But PDD houses many technology companies. The grand plan for this site is adventurous, and I can't wait to see what you'll become when it's fully built. Other notable amenities include the Oasis Terraces, which is a smaller satellite mall with an integrated polyclinic, a few F&B places, and a supermarket towards the eastern side of Punggol. North Shore Plaza 1 and 2, also another satellite mall towards the west side now, with more food options, including a Hai Di Lao here, Decathlon, and a pretty nice sea view deck. I also need to mention the Marina Country Club, which was once a super ulu club to access to, but today, with it being surrounded by all the new flats here, it looks kind of out of place. But anyway, there's quite a few eateries here with breathtaking sunset sea views. Last of my special mentions is Punggol Settlement. Some people come here for food, but I find them rather ordinary and somewhat overpriced. But why I mention this place is that it's a great bicycle stop if you cycle around Punggol. And the views here are spectacular as well. In terms of connectivity, Punggol is currently served by only one MRT station. But by the end of this year, there will be a new station called Punggol Coast that's located right at the heart of the Punggol Digital District. The Punggol MRT station is along the Purple Line or the North East Line. The NEL is the first fully underground and driverless train line in Singapore. When it was first launched like 20 years ago, the notion that the trains running without a driver freaked out a lot of commuters. But today, we are very accustomed to the driverless networks here at the North East Line and Downtown Line. Anyway, the NEL starts here at Punggol, that continues down south towards major residential towns like Sengkang, Hougang, Serangoon and Boon Keng, before heading into the city at Dhoby Ghaut, Chinatown and finally at Harbourfront. There's also a light rail transit or LRT system here in Punggol. Honestly, I don't know many people loving to take the LRT from the MRT, and I myself have never taken the LRT here or in Sengkang or Bukit Panjang in my life. So if you have experience in commuting in this light rail, do you prefer this to taking buses? So now, if you want to settle down in Punggol, where should you be buying? Well, Punggol is relatively small, and if you look at the map, this town is rather neatly subdivided into 11 sub-districts. Let me share with you 3 of these sub-districts that I like the most. My first choice is definitely those flats and condos that are surrounding the Punggol MRT. Prices of the blocks 308 4-room flats here are in the mid to high 800,000 region. They are kind of expensive, but these are very new flats that have TOP not long ago. If you don't mind a bit more walk, the 305 series of flats here, though older, are asking for only 600,000 to 650,000. Condos-wise, the 3 nearest are Park Centrals with asking prices of 1,400 plus per square feet. A treasure trove, that's the condo of the supposed haunted Matilda House bungalow converted into their clubhouse, which has units asking for 1,800 plus per square feet. And of course Watertown, which is right over the Waterway Point Mall, currently with most units asking for 1,900 plus per square feet. If the hustle and bustle of the town centre is not to your liking, my second choice would be here at the Cluster by Oasis Terraces. The flats there are also quite new and they are asking for around 660,000 to 680,000 for 4-room flats and 780,000 to 800,000 for 5-room flats. In terms of private properties, there are 2 there, the Terrace and the Amor. Both in the 1,400 to 1,500 per square feet region. The third cluster is something entirely different and you can only consider if you have very deep pockets, because I'm talking about the landed properties, specifically the bungalows here at Punggol 24th Avenue, Punggol 17th Avenue. Properties here are so special that Punggol is spelled with the O here instead. But anyway, the bungalows here are at least 4,500 square feet in size build-up and a land area of 4,500 square feet and up. Prices start from 6.2 million for the older units and ranges up to 7 million for those with sea views. Oh, if you're wondering, all the landed here are freehold in status, hence they are so valuable. Anyway, if you love the idea of living in a relaxed and idyllic estate with waterfront views and is poised to be transformed into a district with world-class businesses and schools in the near future, don't hesitate to reach out to me, especially if you're interested to find out more about the properties at any of these 3 clusters that I mentioned, or even any other apartments and flats in Punggol. Feel free to contact me so I can help you search for your perfect home. In any case, thank you for joining me on our tour of Punggol in this video. Subscribe for more episodes as we uncover the heart and soul of Singapore's heartland districts in future episodes. Again, do let me know where else in Singapore you want me to cover, especially if that district is in the east, which I'm familiar with. So remember, for personalized advice on anything property related, start your property journey with me. I'm Jessica and I'm just a WhatsApp away to getting your dream home in Singapore. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!